Ladies and gentlemen, the agency, there's been some allegations. The allegations in question, that the Pokemon on your screen is broken. Yes, that's right, all 8. The agency had to get to the bottom of it. What is going on, folks? We're going to be discussing these new on-the-radar Pokemon. Smogon has decided that these 8 Pokemon on your screen are a little too crazy for the current metagame, and thus they are being voted on and discussed for a potential ban from the Scarlet Violet OU metagame. Like I said, the agency is here to get to the bottom of this. So this post went up about 2 days ago on Smogon. I wanted to wait a little bit to, collect my thoughts, because this is quite a lot of Pokemon to decide on whether, they get banned or not. This is not what I expected. We just had the Terrastalize discussion. As you all know, Terrastalize very narrowly missed out on being banned, thus there's no change on Terrastalize until the next suspect test. But because Terrastalize was not banned, in turn, that makes a lot of other Pokemon really strong because of their ability to Terrastalize. Thus, we got shit like Espathra, Dragonite, Garganacl, and the list goes on. So I figured, hey, holy shiz, 8 Mons here. We're going to talk about it. And so here we are. We're going to talk about it. I got the list right here. Finchinator put a pretty nice thread out on Smogon that basically has everything detailed. But I mean, I've played with all of these Pokemon so much that all I really need is my handy dandy Smogon team builder, and we should be able to get right to it. So go ahead and give this video a big like if you haven't already, folks. It's time to break it down. It's time to talk about which of these Pokemon is broken. And honestly, this video, by the time it goes up, it's a Sunday right now, these Pokemon might even be banned. I'm pretty sure from this list, who's going to be banned by the time this video goes up is Chi-Yu, Cyclizar, and Annihilape. I'm pretty sure all 3 of those will probably be banned by the time this video goes up. But that being said, why don't we just talk about the boss himself, the Mon that basically has the metagame completely warped right now, and the reason that people want suspect tests in general in bans, Chi-Yu. So the big thing is that everyone says this Pokemon has 197 special attack. Oh wait, why did they say that again? Oh, right, because I'm the one who figured that out myself when I was in the damage calculator. Let me tell you something. Science has to be done, and sometimes the agency does it. So that was our contribution to science for the year. Chi-Yu, because of the stupid-ass ability Beads of Ruin, which, 3/4 your opponent's SpDef. Basically, it makes your special attack stronger by 4/3, aka a 1.33x multiplier on the special attack based on ability alone. Basically, that means this joint has 197 special attack, stronger than everything we've seen, right? It's like a Deoxys, except it's a little fishy. So this guy, it runs 2 items. We got Choice Scarf, and we got Choice Specs. These 2 are the best items by far. You can run heavy duty boots, which is also very good as well, since a lot of teams rely on Chi-Yu taking hazards damage to be worn down. But in my opinion, Choice Specs and Choice Scarf are the reason that this Pokemon is as broken as it is. Choice Scarf is the number 1 though. This set alone automatically defeats Stall. Stall can never really beat this set with any Pokemon. You can run your stupid Doxbun or whatever it's called. You're just going to lose to 3 Dark Pulses, or you're going to get killed by Terra Blast, which is a great 4th move. I've seen a lot of people run Terra Blast Fairy, Terra Blast Grass, that type of thing as a final coverage move. You really can't go wrong, right? Because Terra Blast Grass is able to do crazy stuff like 1-hit KO, Water type Annihilape, and then Terra Blast Fairy is able to hit Roaring Moon and that kind of thing. So you really can't go wrong with either of those Terras. They're quite good. But I think the real reason that everybody wants Chi-Yu banned, the reason that this thing is just the scourge of OU is this shit right here. Terra type Fire. Terra type Fire under the spec, you don't even need specs really to break if you Terra type Fire, but if you do have specs, there are no switch-ins whatsoever. The stalliest of Stallmons cannot beat you. SpDef Blissey is going to get that pack smoked. Like this Mon alone, it invalidates Stall. Stall is not terrible in the current meta, but it's definitely not good. I think if you were to load up all the Stall Mons together and you were to put together, like, let's look, for example, one of the only Stall teams I have in my builder currently. Let me find it. It is a Dondozo joint. Where is it? Did I delete it? Right here. Swag Stall. Swag Stall. So this is a pretty swag Stall. I'm not going to hold you. It's a pretty normal, decent Stall. That being said, Specs, Chi-Yu can easily cook this team just by Dark Pulsing. If it's Terra Dark, it's wraps. It is completely wraps if that thing is Terra Dark. It'll Dark Pulse everybody and just win. Doxbun does not win. It's player off Wish Protect. It'll get flinched and lose. And even then, Terra Dark Pulse probably does damn near half to max special defense Doxbun. In general, this Pokemon, its dual stab is not counterable. And this dual stab is very good, right? Dark Pulse has that 20% flinch rate. Sorry that said Terra Blast and no Dark Pulse. I'm sure to some of you were like, what the fuck am I looking at? But yeah, Dark Pulse is just fantastic. 20% chance to flinch. It's basically like Icicle Crash Jr. Plus, Dark Pulse cannot miss. So you don't really have to worry about the chance of, oh shit, what if Dark Pulse isn't a reliable way to kill? Well, no, it's a reliable way to kill and it can flinch, which is just amazing. Otherwise, you should really just run the 3 fire moves that it has. Overheat, Fire Blast, and Flamethrower. These are all 20 base power apart, and in my opinion, it's all important to have all of these. Overheat on Scarf is mandatory because it doesn't allow Cyclizar to switch in easily. You can 2-hit KO it if you Terra into a fire type. That is for Specs. I mean, that is for Scarf. Specs will always 2-hit KO Cyclizar with Overheat and that kind of thing. You never really have to worry. Specs Chi-Yu is a one-button win machine. There's not a lot of brain power that goes behind this mon, and in general, it sweeps a lot of teams that it shouldn't sweep. You look at the stat distribution, and the last 3 stats are way too good. 100 speed is amazing in current meta. Like, this thing has stolen a lot of special attackers' whole flow. An agency classic in generation 6, 7, and 8. My man Hydreigon, man, we loved this Pokemon. Max special attack on that joint, max speed, hits a nice low speed tier, you know, 1 speed faster than broken ass, you know, or Shifu. It was a good vibe. It was a good vibe running Hydreigon and stuff like that. Now, Game Freak decided, yeah, we always make dark types more broken. How about we make the most broken one, give that joint 100 speed and a super ability? So Chi-Yu, aka the Bazooka Fish, is most likely getting banned. And when I say most likely getting banned, I mean it's 100% getting banned. By the time this video goes up, Chi-Yu is likely already going to be banned. That is that. I mean, this mon, it always had a timer on its back. I really did not expect this Pokemon to stick around much in the meta. I even made a video a couple weeks ago saying why Chi-Yu is getting banned, and I thought it was going to get banned sooner. Like, around the time I made that video, I assumed it would end up getting banned, but looks like now's the time. So Chi-Yu, we'll see if you do pass the first wave of bans from the Smogon Council, as they are voting on all 8 of these joints, but I'm pretty sure that Chi-Yu is going to be unanimously voted ban on. So I don't really have too much more else to say about that. Specs and Scarf, it's been fun with you in OU, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see you in Uber soon. Yeah, I mean, I look at the rest of my OU teams, and I had a lot of Chi-Yu teams, because there's like no reason not to run it. It breaks balance, it breaks offense. Fire Dark is not a terrible typing defensively. You know, you're still immune. Not immune, sorry. You still resist Ghost and Dark, and you're immune to Psychic, which are all really great defensive capabilities to have. Resist to Sucker Punch, Shadow Sneak, so that's common priority. That can't really take you out immediately. Still neutral on stuff like E-Speed, Mach Punch, Aqua Jet. All those can knock it out pretty easily. But you know what? It ain't that big of a deal. Chi-Yu is a Pokemon you bring in, you hit the attack, and you switch out. Like, there is no starting up the engine of this Pokemon. I think that's a good way to put it. You don't have to start up the engine. You don't have to do anything to get this thing running. Like, you just bring it in, and it's go time. It's going to smoke everybody. So with that, Chi-Yu, it's been fun having you in the metagame, but I'm not surprised if you get banned, and I predict for you to get banned. So let's keep it pushing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up we have none other than the Bicycle. So the Bicycle has been on the radar for 3 times straight, they're saying. They have been deciding whether they should get rid of this Pokemon for a minute now. Cyclizar, aka the Shed Tailor. So let me look at my Cyclizar teams real quick in my builder. Obviously, it's going to be doing the same thing in every team of mine. This is a National Dex team. Yeah, you can see that this right here is very ungodly. Firium Z Chi-Yu. Yeah, for when you just can't be unfair enough. Pull up in Nat Dex and run Z. I think Chi-Yu got banned from National Dex, actually. Chi-Yu is banned. So if it's banned from National Dex when you got bitches like fucking Megalati, then I don't really know. Then I don't really know if that thing should be in regular OU either. But we look at Cyclizar and mad offense teams, and this thing is always running the same set. Rapid Spin, Knockoff, Shed Tail, Taunt. You really don't have room for other options. You can run U-Turn. You can run Draco, Fire Blast. Does it get Fire Blast or is it Overheat? It gets Overheat. You can run Draco, Overheat, all that crazy shit if you want, just to get, like, you know, some type of special attacks off this 85 special attack, but I really don't think it's worth it in any means. Cyclizar is on the list because of the move Shed Tail. For those of you who don't know what Shed Tail does at this point, well, Shed Tail basically sets up a substitute for Cyclizar, and then it's able to baton pass said substitute out all in the same turn. So Cyclizar sets up a substitute and passes it to another Pokemon. Well, Cyclizar is extremely fast, 375 base speed. It's one of the fastest remaining Pokemon in the metagame today. And because of that, it's able to set up this Shed Tail on almost every Pokemon. Right, the fastest Pokemon we got right now for the most part are like Iron Valiant, Roaring Moon, Dragapult, Chien-Pao. Well, only Dragapult and Chien-Pao are faster than this guy. The other two are slower. And so for that reason, Cyclizar versus the majority of teams is able to get a Shed Tail like at least twice per game. It has Regenerator as well, so losing your 50% HP won't matter. You're just going to get it all back. And they always run Citrus Berry. I have found that this Pokemon, more so than broken, it is fucking annoying. This Pokemon right here is just, I don't know how to explain it. I hate Pokemon that they don't take skill to run and they put on like a cheese playstyle. Chi-Yu kind of fits this bill because you just send it out, you click your stab move, no thought process or brain power required. I don't like Pokemon that take no brain. That's bad for a metagame in my opinion. We need Pokemon that at least they generate some type of like brain exercise. Like, I don't know. The point, you cannot play Mons and each team is skillless every time. That, for me, is what needs to be the first thing banned every time. The most skillless shit. The most spammable skillless shit. Which is probably why Chi-Yu is number 1 on the list. But Cyclizar fits the same bill. It is skillless. It is cheap, in my opinion, to go for Shed Tail. However, I don't know if I find the shit broken. Shed Tail's cheap. Don't get it wrong. But I'm having my own little discussion with the game, right? I think back to Terrastalize when we decided not to ban Terrastalize by the vote. And a lot of people were saying, well, Terrastalize goes against the whole game we play. You shouldn't be able to change your typing. And I was like, okay, so that is the claim. It goes against the game we type. Well, now the game we play. It goes against the whole game. That's what they're saying, right? So now Terrastalize is not banned, and it's completely normal. And I'm thinking, okay, the same argument is here for Shed Tail, saying it goes against the game. This is too cheap. It's a cheap mechanic. You don't got to tell me twice. I think Shed Tail as a mechanic is fucking stupid and nearly unfair. Like, it's... Because setting up a substitute and baton passing it out all in one turn, especially when the Mon is this fast and has regen, the combination of all these things, it makes it very annoying. But that's what I'm trying to say. It's just annoying. I don't know if this is truly broken. If I were to vote right now on Cyclizar, I think I would abstain or vote not ban. Because while I do think Shed Tail is very annoying and no skill oriented, Cyclizar is not that good of a Pokemon. I believe in this December usage stats for 2022 Scarlet Violet OU, Cyclizar is at 25th place. 25th is really shit when I believe only 36 of the Pokemon end up making it or something like that. Well, it's not 36. It's actually based on the usage numbers they hit. But yeah, let me bring up the usage immediately, actually. Let's take a good look at this so we can see. So yeah, Cyclizar is at 25th in usage, below Breloom, Scizor, Claw, a lot of other Pokemon, you know, that aren't on the radar that you would never even consider being broken, right? Like Roaring Moon is not considered broken. It's not even been on the radar in a minute. It's not going to be on the radar. The rest of these Pokemon are all amazing, but they're not broken. I think Cyclizar is just a Pokemon that's very annoying. It has access to the move Shed Tail, which Orthworm also has, by the way. But they're not going to ban Shed Tail. They will ban Cyclizar. Because while Shed Tail might be the reason it's broken, spoiler, it's literally the reason it's broken, but because Orthworm gets it, they won't ban the move. That way they can keep the move on Orthworm. Because Orthworm as a Pokemon is shit. Orthworm can belong in OU with access to the move Shed Tail. Because Orthworm itself is just too ass as a Pokemon without Shed Tail. And even with Shed Tail, it's not broken. Cyclizar, I guess the argument is that because of Regenerator and 375 speed being hit, you just are able to send this substitute off way too many times. But I don't know, man. I would like a vote done by like more players. I understand that it's cheap and it doesn't take skill. I'm not debating that. I'm not debating that at all. But if cheap and doesn't take skill, we might as well ban Grimmsnarl and shit too. I have always been Cyclizar as one of its biggest haters because, again, this move is so stupid. This is an unfair move, right? You see your opponent set up the screens, they bring in this stupid-ass lizard, they Shed Tail into another Pokemon like Dragonite, which has multi-scale up, and the screens are up. You lost. You lost. Like, it happens so many times. And I do think that type of mechanic is fucking stupid. Cyclizar plus Grimmsnarl plus Pawmot, I don't like that at all. In my opinion, that is totally dirty for the game. Like, it's a net negative on the game. This core right here, this Pawmot Bicycle Grim, this is a net negative. All this does is lower IQs at an alarming rate and cause players to do these plug-and-play strategies. Not a fan. Not a fan. But y'all know I don't like fucking Cyclizar HO to begin with. Like, the shit is, with Revival, that shit is cheap with Annihilape. That being said, I do not share the opinion I share that I had with Chi-Yu. This Pokemon should not be banned just yet. It may be annoyingly broken, but I don't think it's outright broken. I know that might seem a little, like, what's the word? Like, I'm going back on my word, like, well, broken is broken, right? Shouldn't it be banned if it's broken? I just think that we could use some time. That being said, if they do ban it, I'm not exactly going to go, no, you took my lizard. I'm going to go, good. Now those pussies can't Shed Tail me and go into their Annihilape and all that shit. I'll be happy either way. So, Cyclizar, you've been a fun little Pokemon this generation. I really do like its art as well. But, probably gonna smoke your pack, and you're probably gonna end up getting banned with Chi-Yu in a couple hours. Moving on. Annihilape. So my boy is back on the chopping block. Now, some may say that the agency getting #1 on the ladder and making a viral video on Annihilape pushed it towards being broken, but I would say that those are simply accusations and that Annihilape was broken regardless of what you did. So Annihilape has two sets here. Here they have the bulk up set with Hella Spadef. I like to run max speed, max HP, or max speed, max Spadef. I got put on to max speed a while ago I forgot which RMT I took it from, but this is basically the set I like running, 302 speed. You're faster than Great Tusk this way. I have also seen one of the variants I ran was literally this, which I actually think is also pretty good because Annihilape's HP is already high as fuck with no investment. It hits 360. So I think that sometimes if you do put in the max special defense and max speed, it might be better on the special defense side. Don't quote me. Don't quote me. But Annihilape in general, this is just a Pokemon that it feels so damn bulky. It doesn't feel strong, right? It doesn't feel strong until that Rage Fist is boosted up. That's a fact. But this Mon, it gets so damn strong for no reason after you hit it just 2 times. When that, I mean, fuck it, you don't even hit it 2 times. Rage Fist being 100 base power is almost as strong as Poltergeist used to be. You hit this thing 2 times, now the Rage Fist is 150 base power. This is a stab move that doesn't make sense. No stab move is supposed to be able to be spammed with 16 PP, and it does 100 base power after 2 hits. This Mon breaks the game, in my opinion. Rage Fist breaks the game, but this Mon is the Mon that's broken because of Rage Fist. You can't isolate Rage Fist because not Palmot. What's this guy's little kid? Primeape. Primeape is horrible. Primeape is an absolutely horrible Pokemon in OU. In the lower tiers, I don't know. It could be good in lower tiers. But in OU, Primeape is not viable by any means. And so for that reason, it's going to be Annihilape that gets banned over Rage Fist if they do decide. I think this is going to be the third brother with Chi-Yu and Cyclizar that gets shot up to Pluto and never heard of again. Sorry, never before. Never heard of after that. Like that's what's going to happen to Annihilape. This Pokemon right here, I love this Pokemon. It's fun. Look at the design. It gets so mad, it died. How can I not laugh at such a funny lore? Unfortunately, this Pokemon should have stayed out the game because this is so broken. You look at these stats and at first glance, it doesn't even look immediately broken. The bulk is amazing, 110, 80, 90, especially with Fighting Ghost defensive typing. And then, of course, you can Terra, so you turn into Mega Suicune. 115 attack, again, very fine with no investment. The other set that I really do like with Annihilape that I used a couple of times was the Focus Sash Lead Rock set. I don't know if I have a team here that has that set, but that set is fucking beast. This one right here, Sash, Stealth Rock, Close Combat, or Final Gambit, Rage Fist, Taunt. I think we're using it with Joey on the Squawkabilly team, if I'm not wrong, or maybe it's a different team. Either way, Annihilape lead is also pretty damn solid. Hits a good amount of speed. It has amazing HP like we saw with Max. It hits 434, so you can get those 424, sorry, so you can get those Final Gambits off. In general, Annihilape just gets the job done. But let's discuss the reason they think it's broken. Basically, you just can't OHKO this thing, especially once it turns into a water type, unless you have like a Chi-Yu that tear it into a grass type, or you have like a Specs Arboliva or some crazy shit. You're not going to be able to OHKO Annihilape in general. Like, right, so once it turns to a water or fairy type, the thing is not going to die from any neutral attack. Even though a fairy type joint can live a Make It Rain from Gholdengo, unless the Gholdengo is Specs. There's no surprise factor left in this Pokemon for the most part. It's just based on the Terra type. Is it water? Is it fairy? Is it whatever, fucking dark? That's the last surprise factor. Other than that, you know every time this comes in, you're going to get fucked up. You have to be very careful of how you attack when this Pokemon comes out. We weren't supposed to be punished in Pokemon. I know we go back to what are the Pokemon code of ethics or whatever. How was the game meant to be played? What goes against the game's code? Well, I'm going to tell you this. You should not be punished this much for going for attacks. Annihilape should not come in with a Fight Ghost typing, 90, 110 HP. This thing takes no damage from Volt Switch from Rotom. It takes like 15%. Takes no damage from U-turns, Earthquakes, etc., etc. The best way to deal with Annihilape is to knock off its leftovers in my experience. Except what happens when you knock it off? Yeah, you do 25% and you boost up that Rage Fist. So you better get ready. This Mon in general, it's not fun to play against. People get up screens, then this shit lives forever. Doesn't even need screens most of the time to live forever. This dirty team right here, this is the one that me and Joe used. They got #1 with the Pinkachurchin. It definitely did make use of the screens. With screens, Annihilape is a no hold back. Like this Mon, it turns into Thanos. There's nothing really else to say. A lot of Pokemon turn into Thanos-like creatures when they have screens up, but Annihilape is a different type of beast because you just can't get even a lick of damage. And every time you do attack, you're in the losing position because this thing is getting stronger. Not to mention, they can switch out and come back later. That's why I also really like Resto Chesto, because a lot of times I'll just force Pokemon in front of me to attack. I won't even try to attack them. I'll just keep bulking up, force them to think, oh shit, I'm getting them low. Now I'm going to revenge kill. Then I rest and I fucking switch out. I come back later. It doesn't matter. My Rage Fist is at 250 base power. I don't need any attack EVs. I don't need any bulk ups anymore. I just need my natural bulk that I had invested in. I'm going to come in and I'm going to Rage Fist everybody. They're all going to die. There's nothing you can do about that. That's like an Annihilape thing. Counter-wise, Annihilape doesn't have really any pure counters, I'd say. Taunt has an ability to get through everything. Dozo's pretty good if you don't touch it. I would also say that the fast Will-O-Wisp Volcarona is really damn solid. at, this is Giga Drain 1, but I do have a Wisp set. Let me find it. Is this one Wisp? No, this one's Giga Drain. Where are my Wisp ones? Here we go. So I do have a Wisp Volk right here. I would say that this set is very good for dealing with Annihilape. You do want to go max speed though and hit 302. That way you beat the Annihilapes, the Great Tusks, Scarf Gholdengo, all that shit. So I would say on defensive Volk, just go max HP and then close to max speed. You still do need some Fizz Def, but definitely go speedy. That being said, yeah, Wisp Volk, great option for dealing with Annihilape. As long as you're faster, you can always switch in if they don't taunt on the switch. You hit them with a Wisp, they're cooked. That Rage Fist is still base 50 power. It's not going to do anything. Plus, you have Flame Body, so if they keep fishing with Rage Fist, they'll burn themselves and they're fucked. They can't go for Drain Punch because even +6 Drain Punch doesn't do anything to a Fizz Def Volcarona. And again, you're just going to burn it. That's also why we've seen some Annihilapes be Terra Fire, because you're able to counter Will-O-Wisp that way. But Annihilape, you have fun Pokemon. Very interesting new thing that Game Freak tried with this really broken move. What is it? Last Respects? My shit, no, it's called Rage Fist. The other one's called Last Respects, and that one was too evil. But Rage Fist is basically Last Resort's left cousin. I don't really see the point of a move like this staying on a Pokemon, but unfortunately Annihilape is the one that's broken, not Primeape. I would have loved for them to just ban Rage Fist, that being said, because, I mean, Annihilape is cool. Design's cool. Typing's cool. Remember, Marshadow got banned in 5 minutes when we got it in Gen 7. That was that. And it can run other sets. We haven't even seen anyone run anything besides boring-ass bulk up. You know what I mean? It's dope that this guy got so high on the ladder with Sash lead, though. That's fucking dope. But for the most part, we don't see anybody run anything besides bulk up. This shit has moves. This shit has Encore. This shit has elemental punches. Like, we could see a lot of different stuff. I'm not saying it's going to be a top-tier OU super god if Rage Fist were to get banned. But I don't want this mon to just disappear, because this is obviously one of the coolest new mons introduced in Gen 9. However, that being said, I just got one thing. We're probably smoking the Annihilape pack very, very soon. So, on the radar, folks, I would say that those 3 joints in the middle, those guys, they know what they've done. They know the drama that they have committed against this tier, and they know that they're about to pay for it. So, Chi-Yu, Bicyclizar, and Annihilape, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Y'all were brave. I hope you enjoyed your time in Generation 9, but my prediction is that it's over for y'all. It's over for y'all. Y'all are going. So the next one on the list, on the radar they have here, is Garganacl, a.k.a. Garganacl. Now, this Pokemon, I think it's a new addition to the radar. I don't think that they've actually had this thing on the radar or considered it ban-worthy until today. So we look at Garg. Based on what they're saying, they're basically saying the Iron Defense set with Body Press is really annoying. Salt Cure in general limits all counterplay. The Stealth Rock set is just way too good at keeping up Stealth Rock with the combination of Salt Cure and Protect. And then they're saying that counterplay exists because of Covert Cloak going up in usage and shit like that. So I can see that Garganacl for the OU Council is probably a much more questionable one, where they're trying to figure out, is this shit broken or not? Don't worry though, the agency is here to figure it out for you. So we look up Garganacl. Garganacl. So this is one of the premier Garganacl sets currently. Let me get my dimensions correctly. Okay. So we have the Salt Cure, Iron Defense, Body Press, Recover. This set is not used as much as Stealth Rock, but it is one of the premier sets. So I want to show it regardless. Hold on. What do they show us? This is premier sets. Yep. So they show the Recover, Body Press, Salt Cure, Iron Defense, Max Special Defense. Got it. So this set right here, you all have played this many times. It's very annoying. However, it is not the end of the world. Salt Cure is this new move that dropped down in Generation 9. A move we have never seen anything like this before. Deals 1/8 max HP per turn chip, and then 1/4 damage on Steel and Water-type Pokemon. Now, this move is different, because in the past with trapping moves, well, this move doesn't trap you, first of all. But with moves that do residual turn damage, the Pokemon using it would have to stay in. So you think of stuff like Whirlpool, Magma Storm. These moves, yes, the opponent was trapped if you use them, but the user of these Pokemon, aka Heatran for Magma Storm, Tapu Fini or Toxapex for Whirlpool, you have to stay with that Pokemon for the effects of the move to happen. Salt Cure is a lot different than that. Salt Cure, the Pokemon is not trapped if you use it against them, but Garganacl does not need to stay in, meaning Garganacl can hit a Salt Cure on the switch on any Pokemon. Mainly, we're talking about Great Tusk and Gholdengo and shit like that can scare it out. And then Garganacl is able to switch out the turn after, but the Pokemon that was brought in to counter Garg, if it was hit by the Salt Cure the last turn, even if Garg leaves the field, that Pokemon still takes the residuals from Salt Cure. And for that reason, Salt Cure is one of the greatest moves of all time. If anything, this is like a top 3 move of the new generation, and all time, this shit's like top 10. The fact that it can do 25% chip on Steel and Water type, and you don't have to stay in, Dude, what the fuck? It's a stab move too. Garg's attack is not bad. Even if it is a 40 base power rock type move, it's stab. And even if Garg terras, it still keeps rock stab. So it's still strong. 100 base power attack is nothing to laugh at. Defenses are amazing. 100, 130, 90. In the past, we have laughed at the rock type for being too frail as a defensive typing. This thing has too many common weaknesses, right? Ground, water, fighting, etc., etc. People love making fun of rock type defensively. However, it doesn't matter. Garg has the ability Purifying Salt, meaning you never are able to get status. This is also a top 3 ability that was introduced in Gen 9. They gave bro a top 3 move and a top 3 ability, so I totally understand why they have finally decided, they being Smogon, and they who gave this being Game Freak. Sorry, I should differentiate who the they are when I keep talking about specific Pokemon Illuminatis. Anyway, I can understand why Smogon is putting this to the test, just because the combination of all this shit is probably nearly broken to them. But yeah, you're always going to run Purifying Salt on your Garg. Fuck the other abilities, they don't make sense. 1/2 damage from all ghost moves, and you cannot be status. Dude, this is like outrageous. This alone beats Pult if you turn into a fairy type. You turn this into a fairy type, Dragapult will never beat you. You cannot Wisp, you cannot hit it with a dragon move because you're a fairy type, and then your ghost moves are halved in damage because of Purifying Salt. So if you ever turn Garg into a fairy type, Pult will never beat you. But it really doesn't matter. Even staying a rock or going to a water type, you'll still beat Pult and other special attackers. This thing is so damn bulky. Drake only does 60%. Specs Chi-Yu has a chance to not even KO with Specs Dark Pulse, which is really dope. And Scarf Chi-Yu does not beat Garg unless it Terra Darks or it flinches, which are really good odds for the Chi-Yu. So I'm not going to tell you right now to your face that Garg is an amazing Chi-Yu counter or something like that. It's a check, but it's not a counter. So the set, Iron Defense, Body Press, Recover, it's pretty straightforward. You maxed out the SpDef here in the EV spread so that you can make advantage of Iron Defense boosting up the defense. Yeah, you get +6 defense and you body press everybody. There really isn't much to say. For the Pokemon that you cannot body press, aka ghost types, well, that's where your stupid cheat move Salt Cure comes in. You Salt Cure the ghost type, and then it's just a matter of time before they die to the chip. If they do have to switch out, well, then you have a +6 body press on deck, and you're going to OHKO their switch in, because this thing is so damn bulky on the physical side. Garg is a beast, very hard Pokemon to beat. I think that this mon alone is very capable of 6-0ing teams by itself, depending on the Terra it turns into. People have run pretty creative sets. My boy NJMP in the past had Block, Curse, and shit like that. Like, it was really nasty. Block plus Curse plus Salt Cure, and then you boost up your defense, and you're boosting up Salt Cure because you're getting the +1 attack. So then at that point, his Garg was too strong for anything. But that being said, Garg does have a lot of counters currently, in my opinion. Covert Cloak is an item that we have not even fully touched on. How do I go to items? Covert Cloak. Covert Cloak is an item that we have not even fully touched on in this metagame. People have not fully broken down the capabilities of this item. You're not affected by the secondary effect of another Pokemon's attack. So people are using this on their Gholdengos, their Hatterene, that type of thing, because it does check Salt Cure, and that's totally true. It does check Salt Cure, and that is a very innovative way of dealing with it. But I also want to say that there are probably moves and Pokemon that also get completely boned by Salt Cure. I mean, not Salt Cure, by Covert Cloak that we don't even know about. Like a Pokemon I thought of. And this right here is going to be left field. A lot of you are going to see this and go, dude, are you smoking the moon rocks? Dude, just listen to me. We look at Shaman Sky. Now, I don't even know if Skyman is coming back in the next game. I didn't play the game, so I don't know. But listen to me right now. The reason this joint was broken last time, and last time meaning every generation, is it has Air Slash 60% flinch rate. And then you got Seed Flare with the 80% SpDef drop rate by 2 drops because of Serene Grace. So Serene Grace turned both of these into super hacks machine moves that always got the secondary effect. Oh, what's that? Covert Cloak now stops any secondary effects? Oh, hold on. So you're telling me I'm about to pull up with the Covert Cloak Corviknight when Skyman drops down. Air Slash, 12%. Seed Flare, 9%. Corviknight, fuck you, Shaman. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. So Covert Cloak, we're not ready for the Covert Cloak to really rise up and find its way on many different Pokemon and as a way to cover many different Pokemon. So that's just my little Covert Cloak thing. But other than Body Press, Iron Defense, the other set I really like a lot is the Stealth Rock Salt Cure set. Where is that one? I have it somewhere. This is Block. No. Why are all of my joints Iron Defense? I'm going to pause until I can find one of the Stealth Rock ones. And here we have it, folks. So I went to one of my balanced teams that CTC made a minute ago. This is a specially defensive Garg, but you can always go physically defensive too. I have used this set with the physical defense spread as well. It really just depends on what your team needs. This one specifically had a great Tusk, which already fills the role of physical defense pivot, so we don't really need Garg to take the physical defensive hits. Anyways, that being said, a mon like Garg having Stealth Rock is really, really nice. because Salt Cure forces out all these switches. If other defensive Pokemon in front of you, like Ting-Lu, lose 1v1 because your Salt Cure is doing damage that they can't recover from, and they can't 2-hit KO you, well, you win in the long term. Because, yeah, they get up all their hazards and whatnot, but you'll spin later on. Also, this team, for example, had a Hatterene, so it really wasn't as worried about Pokemon like Ting-Lu or Corviknight or whatever coming in and being annoying. If anything, Garg is nice for a balanced team to incorporate, because balanced teams in general, they're pretty slow in how quickly they do damage, right? They have to set up a specific scene. Their setup sweepers get hella hazards up, whatever the case is. A Garg doesn't have to do any of that shit. It just comes in and it Salt Cures and it starts forcing Pokemon out. So yeah, Salt Cure plus Protect is really an evil combination. Basically, Garg gets back to full HP with leftovers. It still has Recover, so you like it just gets back so much HP per turn, and Salt Cure keeps doing its job that even if you go into your normal hazard removers, I'm talking Tusk, Corv, whatever, it's still going to keep the rocks on them. If this thing turns into a water type on Tusk, Tusk has now lost because Tusk is not able to 2-hit KO it, and you're going to get Salt Cured as Tusk and lose 1v1. Same with Corv because that's a Steel type. In general, Garg is able to 1v1 a lot of Pokemon. It's extremely fucking annoying and limiting, but I don't think it's as limiting as anything else. I don't think it's as limiting as Annihilape. I don't think it's as limiting as Chi-Yu. I don't think it's as limiting as Espathra, which we're going to talk about later on because that's on this list. I don't think Garg's as limiting as any of those guys. It's broken. Don't get it twisted. I mean, it's not broken. It's unfair. It's annoying. All that shit. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Oh, I have just been told, folks, that the bans did happen. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Hold on. Okay. I just unpaused. It looks like all of these joints ended up getting banned. Chi-Yu, ban. Annihilape, ban. Cyclizar, ban. So as of 20 minutes ago, they banned all of those three. Pretty much expected all three of those to get the boot. I told you it's gonna get banned. Like these are all broken mons that don't take skill to use. That's that. You can tell me in the comments below how you feel about that. I figured these were going to get banned, but I also wanted to do this video, so it's kind of half and half. You got the real blunder reaction to said Pokemon being banned. Maybe I'll do a different video later on in the week now that these are officially banned, but let's keep it pushing. So if we look at the ban votes, we can see that the council had undisputed except for one person on Annihilape. Everybody wanted Chi-Yu banned, and then 2 people did not want Bicycle banned. Either way, it looks like everything has met the criteria of 7 out of 9. Let me look at the rest, though, just to see if anything barely missed out. Chien-Pao, nobody wanted that thing banned. D-Knight, nobody wants that thing banned. Espathra, 4 out of 5 want Espathra banned, which is quite interesting. Only one person wants Garg banned, and nobody wants Gholdengo banned. So it seems like pretty solidly the council was in agreement to ban these 3 shitters. Chi-Yu, Bicyclizar, and Chi-Yu, Bicyclizar, and Annihilape. But the rest, they were pretty certain weren't broken. And then Espathra at 4-5 is quite crazy. But yeah, so those 3 are now officially banned at the time of this video. I'm going to go back and discuss the remaining 3 because I don't want to end it here and we're still talking about Garg. But yeah, those 3 joints, they have been banned. It looks like officially Chi-Yu, Annihilape, and Cyclizar. So folks, go get your final battles in with Chi-Yu. Go cheese your final opponents with Shed Tail plus Bulk Up because there's no more time anymore. Them shits are gone. Home run, batter up, bitch. All right, let's move on to the last 3. I mean, let me wrap up Garg. In a nutshell, Garg is not broken. It's just extremely annoying. It's not as limiting as the other 3. It's a good-ass Pokemon. Don't get it twisted, but it's always doing the same things. Until we can find a truly limiting set, I don't think that it should be even voted on to any means. It's annoying, right? You got Block, you got Iron Defense, you got Rocks plus Protect. Salt Cure is annoying, but like I said, Covert Cloak plus the metagame just needs to evolve, and then we'll find out what to do about that Pokemon. But let's keep it pushing on to some of the remaining 3 Pokemon. Alrighty-o, so next up we have Golden Joseph. Yes, Golden Joseph, aka Golden Joe. One of the most fun Pokemon that came out this generation. Design-wise, I love it. Pokemon number 1000 in the Dex. He's a cool guy. He's an approachable guy, Gholdengo. Now, this Pokemon right here, I think people wanted it banned because they thought the ability was just a little too overpowered and it was choking out Stall and blah, 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 blah. And then I think people started realizing that Gholdengo is not broken. There are other Pokemon that are much fucking stronger, like Chi-Yu, for example, and they stopped bitching about it. Now, the majority of Gholdengos are Scarf. Occasionally, we will see a Leftovers or Balloon one, Thunder Wave, Recover, that kind of thing, but for the most part, they're all Trick 3-attack Scarf. I really do like Trick Scarf the most. I just find that this thing hits a very nice speed tier, hits 293 speed, faster than +1 D-Knight. Trick is nice in a metagame where everybody sets up, and because you want to be able to hit defensive Pokemon regardless. Steel Ghost typing is amazing. We've seen this on Aegislash before, and this is basically the better Aegislash. Sorry, Aegislash. Used to be broken for 2 gens, but as usual with Game Freak, they always find a way to take a Pokemon that used to be broken, make a new version of it, boss it up so badly that the old version that was broken then pulls up back to OU. So that's just how it goes. But yeah, Aegislash, if it comes back, it'll probably be OU because Gholdengo is just of the much flyer older brother version. But you can pair Gholdengo with anything, right? Steel Ghost typing, because it does have that Steel half typing. It has all these defensive capabilities. You fit that joint anywhere. This is a team that got #1 that was created by the battler Avon. Shoutouts to him. I love pairing Gholdengo with Dragapult personally because you can make Dragapult Banded or Will-O-Wisp Hex. You can even make it Specs if you want. They both just hit together very well, and I like that a lot. Let me look at some other Gholdengos on my builder because I want to show stuff other than just Scarf. See, Air Balloon, Nasty Plot here. Another really nice set. Gold's Gym. He's got that good defense, right? 87, 95, 91. All around, these are very, very solid. It's hard to OHKO this thing with any neutral attack. It's not going to die to a Hydro Pump or something like that. Even a non-stab Earthquake, for example, it's going to have a hard time knocking this thing out. It would have to be like a Great Tusk attack invested Earthquake. Air Balloon is mainly for hazard-heavy teams. That way you can switch in on Tusk, beat the Rapid Spin, beat the Earthquake, threaten them out. I've seen a lot of people running Terra Steel over Terra Fighting lately. The last team I showed with the Scarf Golden had it. Terra Steel is mainly just so your Make It Rain is a lot stronger. You can instantly Terra and usually do things like OHKO Great Tusk and whatnot. That's definitely underrated. But I will always love Terra Fighting, specifically on Scarf, because you're able to resist Sucker Punch and you get stabbed on that Focus Blast. I really do like that quite a bit. So for me, Gholdengo, when I use it, I need Terra Fighting more often than not. But you can really go with Terra Steel too. They're both great. Let me look at the sets that Smogon is discussing. Scarf and Air Balloon. Yeah, for the most part, that's what you see. You don't really see specs or nothing like that. I think Gholdengo is just an epic support Pokemon. Nothing more than that. It is a great Pokemon, but it's not broken. Like, there are other Pokemon that when I see them, I'm like, fuck, no. Gholdengo, I only feel like, fuck, he has a Gholdengo when they have Glamora or Tinglu and they have gotten up like 3 hazards. Then I feel annoyed that they have Gholdengo because I'm like, damn, they're going to sack it so my hazards don't, so their hazards don't go off. Damn it. Like, that's the only time I ever feel like Gholdengo itself has done the suffocation, like you cannot win. It's so overbearing versus a team. It's just one Pokemon. Its speed's shit. Its bulk is able to be like taken advantage of. I said the bulk is good, 87, 95, 91. That's it. It's not great. It's not Annihilape who had 110, 80, 90. That was like outrageously bulky. This is just mid, like decent bulk. Gholdengo is a fun Pokemon to spam. Like it fits a lot of roles for teams. It soaks up a lot of hits, even with this typing. Even with Scarf, you're able to switch into a lot of shit. And in general, like it's just a good ass support offense mon. That's what I would call it, the best support offense mon. But as you can see from the bans, nobody on the console wanted to ban it, which I'm happy about. I don't think it should get banned. I think it has a very healthy spot in the meta. We'll see as time goes on, though. But personally, I would absolutely not ban Gholdengo. I don't want that thing banned. I think it has a healthy spot in the meta. It does good shit for the meta. It just, what's it called? It ties up a lot of loose ends for teams. I like how easy it is to put this thing on stall, offense, balance. Yeah, I don't want Gholdengo banned. To me, it's like Magearna almost in the way that it works on every team, but it's not as broken as Magearna was. Magearna was no skill bullshit. It's not the same with Gholdengo. Gholdengo definitely is not no skill bullshit. You have to put in some work with it. And we're down to what I believe are our final trace, Espathra. So the Ostrich. Now, I thought the Ostrich was very broken for a while. Very broken. However, the Ostrich has gone down in usage so heavily that it's not even OU anymore. So this is the set we got. Calm Mind, Stored Power, then you... Oh, I tried to zoom in too much. Bro lost the sauce. Hold on. Calm Mind, Stored Power, Dazzling Gleam, or Terra Blast Fighting, and then Protect or Roost. Personally, I don't know what the best set is. I like Dazzling Gleam over Terra Blast Fight, because Terra Blast means you have to Terra. Dazzling Gleam means you don't have to do any Terra. Sometimes you can just win outright as the pure Psychic type. Protect or Roost. Roost if you have screens. And you're fully Fizz-Def. They're all fully Fizz-Def. But if you have screens, then I think you can run Roost. If you don't have screens, run Protect. That way you can just cheese up with boosts. Espathra is an annoying-ass Pokemon. I don't have any teams with it because I don't believe in running cheap-ass Pokemon like Espathra. This is what this shit does if you don't know already. Matter of fact, I can just load it up. This joint, it comes in on the battlefield, right? It goes for a Protect. It gets the +1 speed. Now, You're at 370 plus speed. You're faster than Cyclizar, which is hella good. You're faster than Roaring Moon, Valiant, all those joints. Then you set up a Calm Mind. Dragon Pulse doesn't kill you with Shadow Ball. You've lost. You, meaning not the user of Espathra, but the man or the woman going up against Espathra. You, little trainer, you've lost. Espathra's annoying as fuck. There's nothing really else to say about this. Like, this mon comes in, it doesn't take any skill to utilize. It is one of the greatest abusers of dual screens and Shed Tail. It was one of the best Shed Tail recipients too. Turning into a fairy type from a psychic type is one of the most infuriating things that can happen because you lose all of your weaknesses as a psychic type, aka bug and dark, and then in the fairy type you're now immune to dragon and you're still resisting fighting and just all this shit. It's so annoying when Espathra terras. Espathra is one of the Pokemon that if it is broken and gets banned, it gets banned because of the fact that it can switch Terra types. This is a Pokemon that Terra breaks it. Terra breaks it, at least in my opinion. It's an annoying ass mon though. It Calm Minds, the boosts get out of hand. You only really need to give this thing one Calm Mind because then if you keep trying to protect switch around it or if they have screens up so you can't kill it, those speed boosts start racking up. It only needs +1 special attack for you to really feel like you're going up against Mewtwo. I don't know how I feel about this thing getting banned. I won't mind if it gets banned. And if you asked me if I wanted to vote on Espathra, even if Espathra is UU, I would vote ban it. I would vote ban it. I don't care. I don't like Espathra. I don't think it does anything healthy for them. There's nothing healthy for a metagame. For a Pokemon that comes out, clicks Protect, Calm Minds, Insta-Sweeps, Restored Power. Like, there's nothing healthy about this. Like, Blaziken was already a mon back in Gen 5 and Gen 6 that took no skill. This is Blaziken for dipshits. I do not respect Espathra at all. From the list of 8, this is the most, alongside Chi-Yu, this is the most, like, dishonest bullshit. So, I don't like Espathra whatsoever. I would ban it if I could. If I had the ability to ban it, pack watch, you're banned. So, that's all I'm going to say for Espathra. This is all you have to run. It's just too easy. You throw it on any offense team and it automatically sweeps. It's you don't really got to say too much. Next up, we have Chen, one of my favorites, Chien-Pao. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm not going to give you any backstory or any build-up. Chen is now broken with those 3 being banned. Chi-Yu, Bicycle, and Annihilape are all banned. Those are the 3 biggest breakers in the tier. Well, the 2 biggest breakers, and then Cyclizar, which enables breakers with Shed Tail. Cyclizar also has access to Taunt and Rapid Spin. Don't sleep. Those are 2 big moves that that Pokemon leaving means those are 2 big things that leave with it. The ability to Taunt and Rapid Spin. Now we got to run other shit that does that stuff. Anyways, Chen is literally broken with those 3 banned. It is now the best breaker in the tier by far. Chien-Pao to me has always been the physical version of Chi-Yu. Even if its physical attack is 120 versus Chi-Yu's 135 special attack, it doesn't fucking matter. This thing's speed is 135, meaning you can go Adamant a lot of the time because you're still faster than Valiant. And, dude, this mon right here is, I'm almost certain this ends up getting banned at some point because of Choice Band or Terra Black Glasses. Either way, all you have to do is turn into a Dark type. Now you're Crunch. Even, I'm going to tell you a nasty calc. Black Glasses, Terra Dark. I think you need Adamant. I think to confirm it, but Jolly might have a chance. Terra Dark, Black Glasses, 2-hit KOs, max Corv. Like, this is not a normal Pokemon. When we have Corv as the premier physical wall in the tier right now, and that's really all we have. And it doesn't matter if you had a better physical wall. You can run Dondozo, but either way, Terra Dark, Black Glasses, Crunch smokes the fuck out of Dondozo, forces the rest. You're dead. You lose. You rested. You better hope you pull that Sleep Talk. This set right here is the reason it's going to get banned. You can run Swords Dance as the other move, like instead of going for a 4 attack. I run this, or I run Sucker Punch over Sacred. I honestly think that Sucker Punch on the Terra Dark is a mandatory option. Or not a mandatory option. Like, you need this joint. Like, there's no room for putting other shit. You have that Terra Dark boost. +2 Sucker Punch had the ability to OHKO Chi-Yu from full and stuff like that. When you tear it into a Dark type, it's just, it's too much. You see the attack, 339 versus 372, judging on the nature. It doesn't seem like, holy shit, this is mind-numbing attack. But no, it is because of the stupid ability. The fact that this thing outspeeds everybody. This is the fastest mon in the tier, barring Pult. And Pult dies to Sucker Punch or Ice Shard if you're banded in Ice Shard's case. But Sucker Punch, of course, Pult dies to it. And then in general, like, you look at the defensive Pokemon. Let's go back to the stall team, because that's like, Swag Stall is the best stall I have currently. This team versus a banded Chen, it would have a lot of trouble. And this is stall, right? Like, stall is the bulkiest you can do. He doesn't really have a lot of things he can change. If this goes up against banded Chen with Crunch and Ice Spinner, it's about to be tough. Garg is a switch in, but Sacred Sword is going to pop it. Dozo gets fucked by Crunch, has to turn into a Fairy type, and then if it turns into a Fairy type, the shit can always go for the Ice move. If it's Icicle Crash banded, well, you're for sure done with this team. This team for sure is losing if it's Icicle Crash banded Chen. I just put Ice Spinner because we were running SD. If you run into Choice banded Icicle Crash, you're so fucked with a stall team because we all know what this evil move does. 30% flinch rate. I know people always say, I don't want to miss, etc., etc. That's completely fine. You don't have to run this move. Ice Spinner is extremely valid. I'm not saying Ice Spinner is bad by any means. Ice Spinner is fine as a move. However, you can never say that Icicle Crash should not be run. Anyone who thinks Icicle Crash should not be run, just play a different game then. Because if you think a 10% miss is that big of a game changer, just play something else. Because this game has hacks, and that's how the game works. 10% chance to miss at the chance for a 30% flinch, when your Pokemon automatically outspeeds all of the meta, for the most part, a 30% chance to make your opponent not move, 30% chance for a free turn. That's game fucking breaking. This is not an 85 base power move. This shit is like 100 base power plus when you like do the math and you calculate the fact that 30% of the time your opponent won't move. You have to give a shout out to Icicle Crash. This is a really easy move to spam. Especially on the non-banded versions. You go up against Corv and your Icicle Crash does 40%. What are you going to do as a Chien-Pao user if your Icicle Crash does 40% to Corv? You're going to fucking go for it again and hope you get the 30% chance flinch. That is just how it goes. Also, Icicle Crash is not contact, which I like quite a bit. So you can never count out Icicle Crash. It's one of the best moves in the metagame. As far as moves that miss, this is probably the best move that misses. So Chen's getting banned, I think, at least. It's going to get voted on, and it's going to get banned as time goes on. You just banned the big three breakers, being Chi-Yu, Annihilape, and Cyclizar. I don't really see Chien not leaving with them. This is now the premier way of dealing with any and all fat cores, going Terra Dark and running a band. This shit usage is going to go up to like 50% this coming tier shift. This thing's usage is going to be so sky high, like 40 plus for sure. But anyways, Chien I think is broken. If it came down to a vote, I would wait a little bit, but I would probably end up considering this thing broken and ban worthy. Chien is really, really outrageous. Yeah, Chien is really outrageous. Like, I'm trying to think of a way in which this thing is not broken, but the moves it gets are so fucking amazing. Ice, Dark, Fighting coverage, so it basically has perfect off of that alone. It has access to crazy shit like acrobatics. It has Ice Shard as the double priority with Sucker Punch. Recover, which I tried. I don't think Recover is worth it at all. I tried a Life Orb 3 attack Recover set. The shit was ass. I was in the zone. I don't know what I could say. Psychic Fangs is cool to beat some fighting types, but not really worth using. I had a guy run up on me with Terra Blast Electric because it hits Corv and Dozo, but again, I don't think that's really too worth it. And then this thing also has 90 base special attack for all of y'all who want to run the mixed Blizzard. Just kidding, don't do that. So Chien, it's probably broken, and I will not be surprised if it ends up getting banned, especially because these three dudes just got banned. Chien, your time is now. And then finally, we got Dragonite. My boy's been around for 9 generations now. It's not fucking broken. Turning it into a normal type and it LARPing as Arceus is not going to make it broken. I'm going to tell you that right now. This thing, it has a big-ass identity crisis. What the fuck are you supposed to be? Are you Salamence? Are you Haxorus? Are you Arceus? Who knows? Either way, it's annoying. I'm not going to doubt that. It was really annoying, especially with the Cyclizar meta. But with no more Cyclizar to pass this shit a sub, I don't think it's as annoying. It's always turning into a normal type, too. Yes, we have the occasional Dragonite that turns into a Fairy type or a Flying type, and it has Terra Blast. Ah, fuck. Okay, whatever. That doesn't exist. That's like 5 to 10% of the time, if that. These are always normal types. These are always banded too. Dude, Dragonite's not broken. This is crazy. Like, Dragonite is just fucking annoying. It's not broken by any means. This Pokemon cannot do anything besides be annoying. That's all it does. It just annoys everybody. It comes in, it dies to no attacks, it pretends to be Arceus. At the end of the day, you still have to Terrastalize to do any big damage with your E-Speed. You're still prone to all status moves. You still get fucked up by Booster Valiant. Pokemon are still able to Terra into Ghost types on your E-Speed. Dragonite is one where I'm very happy that it got no bans, because if Dragonite was voted for to be banned, then it's like, dude, y'all are tripping. Not Dragonite. Like, it's not even because of a nostalgia factor. I don't give a fuck about nostalgia. If a Pokemon is broken, I'm going to tell you it's broken. But I don't think that Dragonite by any means is broken. Yes, it's tough for some offensive teams to deal with, but this thing can only Terra once, and it only Terras into the normal type. Please keep that in mind. It's always Terraing normal. Sometimes you'll get Terra Fire, sometimes you get Terra Flying, like I said, but that shit does not exist for the most part. It's going to be normal, and that's really easy to deal with. Extreme Speed's still a really weak hitting stab move. Your other options are Outrage, which locks you in, meaning you're going to die the returning turn. Like, it doesn't matter. You can run Silk Scarf. I really like that. That Silk Scarf Hurricane joint that we were laddering with, that we got off the RMT from Mimikyu Stardust, holy shit. That set was putting in work that we had never even seen before. I loved running that. But D-Knight in general, dude, we don't got to ban it. Let me look at the sets that they put for it. Yeah, so they got DD Roost and then DD 3 attack. They don't even give attention to Banded, which is good. But hella shit beats this. Corv beats this joint. Rotom beats this joint. Whirlwind in general from Ting Lu beats this joint because what are you going to do? Outrage? Like, D-Knight's not broken. Anyways, that's my little quick one on D-Knight. I don't think D-Knight really needs to be discussed. It's very clearly not broken. All right, on the radar. So we look at this. One final look. Our dudes at the top, they all got slayed. Cyclizar, Chi-Yu, and Annihilape. Bow! All of you had to go. I'm sorry it happened, but it happened, brothers. And then as for you, bottom 5, Espathra, you are likely going to get voted on again. And because Terastallize is around, Espathra is likely going to get banned, or it's going to be very close. Chien-Pao, you will be banned. That is my prediction. I don't know when, but you will be banned. My guess, the next 6 weeks. Closer on the 6 weeks than a 4 weeks. I didn't give you all no range. I would say in like 6 weeks, they're going to start deciding Chien's too much. D-Knight and Gholdengo, they're never going to be broken in this metagame. D-Knight has a better chance of being broken than Gold's Gym. Gold's Gym will never be broken. And Garg, we need to let the Covert Cloak do its thing. We need to let other Pokemon come into the limelight as defensive choices. Everybody and their mom just likes running Garg because it's easy. That's all. And that is basically my opinion. I kept it under an hour, guys. I know that, we did talk about a lot, so let me know in the comments below if anything was confusing, what you agree with, what you disagree with, what your opinion is on these new bans. I think it's kind of crazy that the bans were released while I was doing this video, but yeah, I really hope you guys did enjoy. I had a blast putting this together, too. It's always fun to talk about metagame stuff. And yeah, drop a big like if you did. I'm going to be posting again, streaming all that good stuff. We'll catch you guys soon.